broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello and welcome to another after show for Monday Night Raw. Sorry, Johnny LaGuasto is not here. He is in Saudi Arabia being a good human, doing a support our troops thing with some wrestler dudes, which is actually really cool. But we have a full group to talk about tonight's Monday Night Raw.
Holding it down
on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm Cathy Kelley. Sitting next to me, Carrlyn Bathe, or Carl, as her dad likes to call her.
AKA Carl.
Yep.
Carl.
I got a new haircut, and my dad calls me his son Carl now because it's shorter than pretty much everybody's hair.
I like it though.
Take a look. Yeah.
Short upkeep.
That is
and
short.
you're
I like
rocking
it.
the vest, so you're.
This is for Dale.
Yeah.
This
best
is for
for
Dale.
business.
There
I'm
you
best
go.
for business today. I tweeted at him, told him this was a, for him, wore it in honor of him. Dale, I miss you.
They're still alive, everyone.
Yeah.
He's
He's
not.
not
Yes,
dead.
yes.
No.
He's just not here.
No.
The two
Not
boys
physically here with us.
sitting across the table. The Hobo, boxcar superstar.
Extraordinaire. Television wrestler.
You are.
I am.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a marketing tool. Who knew?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
People with TVs.
Right. Or internet devices.
That
like
too.
a computer or a phone.
Iphans.
Or iPhones. iPhones.
Also-
Or Patreon.
A former television wrestler and still television personality.
That's what. There you go.
Ty
I like
Matthews.
Television personality. There you go.
Hyperoptimism.
Hyperoptimism. I'm the first progenitor of hyperoptimism.
The first what?
The first progenitor.
What's that mean?
Just words.
Like a predator. Like
I'll-
some sort of...
I'll have you read my manifesto later, and you can become one with hyperoptimism.
Is it on a poorly Xeroxed leaflet?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
I love
It's got a
those.
very handsome about the author picture.
You know, those are the ones
Oh, your
that line my
headshots. I
coat.
saw those.
Yeah, Very professional.
So profesh.
You wear glasses to make
But
yourself
yes,
look smarter.
I missed a week. It felt like a month, but I am back.
You miss us?
I did. I missed you guys terribly.
Cool.
Johnny, not so much.
Yeah. He wasn't here
Understand.
either, so
Yeah, exactly.
didn't miss much.
There you go.
But we do miss you, Johnny, even though you're probably not watching.
Just kidding.
We start off tonight's show with a Rowdy Piper tribute. Very somber. Everyone comes out for the 10 bell. And then they do a really touching package on him. There was even a picture of him and Dusty, which made me...
Yeah, feels. Lots
Yeah.
of the feels.
All the feels.
They are live from San Jose tonight. We start off with Seth Rollins coming to the ring with a Never Shuts Up t-shirt,
Pretty
similar
awesome.
to Cena's shirts. And he talks about breaking Cena's nose last week, showing multiple pictures of the gruesome aftermath of his nose just like not even being on his face
over
anymore.
here.
Putting it in black and white doesn't help a lot. They're still so graphic.
It does a little bit, but I still, like, I don't know.
I mean, just,
Not when
Don't
you're
wanna eat right
not,
before
not when
you
your
see
nose
those
has taken on that shape.
just imagine. It's been transformed into silly putty. What you used to do and put it on yourself, like that's now your actual body part. You're some malleable piece of flesh.
Hobo and I were
Enjoy.
talking about before the show how Dana White talking about how wrestling is fake and that was just a prosthetic that they used under the ring and
They have some of the best
blood.
entertainment.
It's all
people.
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
He put some blood capsules up his nose.
They had an amazing special
You
effects
know
artist
that
night.
nose break? That was done on purpose as a tribute to Bruno Sammartino. That's exactly what that was. Yeah.
Exactly.
Touching.
Thank you, Rollins was trending on Twitter during this segment.
Oh, yeah. This crowd was super into the fact that he destroyed John Cena's nose.
Seth Rollins wanted to end the match after he broke John Cena's nose, as he told us tonight. But John Cena wanted to keep going, and the ref wanted to keep the match going. So he wants another Cena match, title for title, at SummerSlam. I don't know if that's official yet. But
it might as well be.
He said the authority
he said
it.
He said it. It's not like Cena's going to say no.
Yeah.
Right.
It might as well be official.
Well, I mean, if Cena's not able to attend, I mean, what could be the alternative? You know, my mind is racing because nasal surgery is very difficult.
Right.
I know for a fact. And it's hard to recover from that because
you said you can't eat because you
can't eat because of the way that the surgery works. You have to pack your nose, so eating is a very difficult process.
That's fun.
And so I don't know how he's going to maintain his physical abilities while recovering from surgery.
Right, and we've got just under 3 weeks until SummerSlam.
Right.
Every time he's been injured, though, I feel like he comes back in half the time.
But you can't rehab a nose.
That's also true.
You can rehab a torn pectoral.
You can't get in the gym
bicep.
early and just start working out that nose.
Hockey players will break their nose and then come back later on in the game. You know
they
what I'm
haven't
saying?
had surgery.
Right. But,
he is having surgery.
But then even after they have surgery, they come back. He can do it. I mean, he's never going to give up.
I just want to know if he's going to have the same caliber match. Like, is there a no face touching rule or something?
Ooh, yeah.
That could happen.
That seems pretty.
Yeah, it wouldn't be something that he puts into effect.
No, not something that we actually see on TV, but just something that they figure out before the match.
Like maybe just tell him.
I feel like if it's
if
it's so sensitive that you can't even touch his face, I doubt they would put him in the ring at all.
Right.
If it's that bad, they'll probably have somebody else.
And so what I
would
love to see is probably see Cesaro pull double duty, maybe face Owens earlier and then face Rollins in the main.
That'd be hot for him. He'd be real over after that.
Yeah, that'd be
pretty
great.
Well.
Yeah. Book it.
They also announced the first time ever the WWE World Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge tonight. Later, after the commercial, we see in the ring JoJo interviewing Rollins, and Rollins says he has 2 stipulations for his opponent. They have to be under 6 feet tall and under 200 pounds. So JoJo basically just El Torito is eligible.
And I feel like that line kind of made JoJo look sort of dopey. Like, she doesn't know anyone on the roster that fits those parameters aside from El Torito.
Well, so you had to bring her in to make sure that it was actually going to happen? Since when do we have interviewers, like, pop in before a match?
Right.
After a promo,
Just to confirm
before a match, just to go, are you serious?
Well,
just for that gag of hitting El Torito's music.
Yeah.
They really wanted to bring that home.
Yes. So El Torito doesn't come out, but Neville comes out instead after they tease El Torito's music. This match, though, lots of that was good.
Hottest match.
Neville, though.
You're nailing it.
I mean, lots of super close finishes.
Absolutely.
Neville just looking so strong, doesn't end up getting the win.
And I think that this match was really a testament to how deep Neville's kind of repertoire goes. The fact that he can still pull out new things. The fact that he can pull out deadlift Germans, the Jericho spike, the Rana off the top, like things like that. He's still constantly surprising people.
Super high-flying moments in this match, too. Like, what was the something corkscrew off the top rope onto...
Corkscrew moonsault.
Yeah.
Just off the top of the outside.
And just getting such elevation on that, definitely.
Just insane, the risks he takes.
But the way that they designed that false finish from the red arrow into the deep, deep cover, so deep to the point where Rollins' foot was on the rope, like, it was such a heartbreaking moment because theoretically it was Neville's own cover that put his foot on the rope.
I literally started writing the tweet that Neville had won, and then I was so shocked, and then, like, after 4 or 5 characters, had to start deleting it because I saw the leg on the rope.
I gotcha.
Fooled me.
I
They
gotcha.
fooled you not once, but twice.
3 times.
3
Shame
times.
on me.
Yeah. They make you feel
Won't
like
get
a
fooled
fool,
again.
but if you get your heart into it like that, they're doing a good job.
Yeah,
You
and the
know, that's
crowd
their
was super
job.
amped for this as well.
And that's a good finish for Rollins too, because it totally plays up to his weasel mentality.
For sure.
That is
But
a
I
good
think,
way.
and I think this match went a lot of lengths in. I think people are seeing such character work and such good heel work from Rollins that they're forgetting how solid of a worker he is. I mean, just look at the first couple minutes, the mat-based stuff that they were getting into at the outset. People forget Rollins was the person that people were most excited for when the Shield debuted.
Yeah.
And I think he's such a good heel. He's almost overshadowing himself at this point.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's a really good match for Neville as well, because even though we see how talented he is in the ring, he's kind of been one note since he's debuted.
Right.
Other than
He
this
needs people-
potential matchup between him and Stardust, we haven't really seen much except, him doing some cool moves and then losing.
Right. Right.
What a difficult way to start the night with a match like that.
Right,
really,
exactly.
the match of the night itself, starting the show, it's all kind of a long night from there.
Yeah, and Neville needs opponents where he can still pull out new things. I think his opponents before, I think you had said he had kind of become one note. He had sort of gone to the stock spots. Now he can pull out new things against someone like Rollins.
Yeah, and that's just on the main roster. We know that he's had incredible matches
Oh,
down
well,
at NXT.
And I think NXT people and Raw people are like separate versions of themselves.
I think that there are more people that are watching both programs, though.
That's absolutely true. But I think in terms of continuity and I think in terms of just style and the kind of matches that they have, there's the NXT version and then there's the Raw version.
I wonder how many people have gotten into NXT from Raw, like have been watching Raw and like been like, who are these people? And then have in turn like gone and
Absolutely.
bought the subscription and been like, wow, look at this.
And
This is amazing.
I would certainly hope it's working that way for
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
I would say that a lot of people, probably the majority of WWE fans, buy the network for the pay-per-views being cheaper, and then maybe they start watching some of the extra programming, and hopefully from some of the people that have come up, they get curious about NXT.
Right, and especially now with Kevin Owens and with Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Sasha Banks.
You want to see them before they're on the main roster
Exactly,
and before
exactly.
they get big.
And then, hearing the buzz of some of the people that are still down at NXT, I'm sure gets people to watch as well.
Absolutely. I'm sure a ton of people know who Finn Balor is at this point.
it's like
Well, they have to.
the easy way to get into the indies, sort of, because it's not quite indies, but it's like above that. But like, people kind of still feel like they're into like, I'm into underground wrestling, sort of.
Exactly,
NXT.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, we always equate it to the band that, like, right before they get to MTV.
Yeah.
Like, it's only you and your friends know about it, so it's
Yeah.
really cool, and then,
Yeah.
It's like the
No.
biggest little promotion.
Right, exactly. They're still playing to like thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah,
but
they're
like,
huge,
they're
but-
not all over yet.
But you can still,
Worldwide.
you still feel really cool saying you watch it.
Exactly.
I mean, even the wrestlers who are there, they always say, they're like, yeah, we're in our own little bubble in Orlando, Florida, or Winter Park, Florida, and then you go to San Jose, or you go to Philly or somewhere, and people are chanting for you, and you're like, wait, what? You know who I am?
Not in Kansas anymore, that's for sure.
Or Winter Park.
Yeah.
Neither place.
Next up, we have the 8-man tag, Los Matadores and Lucha Dragons versus New Day, just Big E and Kofi, and The Ascension. Titus is on commentary for this, and they bring up what he did this past weekend, taking several homeless people to a restaurant. And I don't know, I thought that was really cool.
I think we need a new meme. We need Good Guy Titus. Like that's the
Absolutely.
new meme that needs to go viral.
Yeah, when he was doing all the heel stuff, everything he...
I don't know if that's true.
Of course it's true, I said it.
Who are you to doubt the hobo?
Absolutely.
Don't doubt a thing that you say.
Speak
so,
truth.
yeah, New Day and Ascension end up winning this match. Post-match, New Day taunt primetime players. So who do you think that PTP will face at SummerSlam? Titles on the line.
I think it's going to be some sort of multi-team affair. I think they're going to work in the New Day PTP program, but I think we're going to have other teams involved.
It's starting to feel like it's gonna be New Day and PTP. It's just starting to get there. But now the Ascension's still kind of involved, so I think the next week or week after we're gonna see some sort of thing with them where New Day actually does put them away, so they're obviously seeded to be the challengers for the championship come SummerSlam.
I want to see more of the Ascension.
Yes.
Like, they're getting time on SmackDown, but they haven't really gotten much time recently on Raw.
I feel like SmackDown is sort of like the practice Raw.
Yeah.
Like, SmackDown is where, like,
It's
we'll
like
do
the
stuff
indies
here.
of Raw.
It's like, we'll do stuff
I
here.
thought that's
And if it works...
Superstars and main event.
No, that's the practice SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
If it works there, they'll put it on SmackDown. If it works on SmackDown, they're like, maybe we'll try this on Raw, and changed nothing. But I think we saw some really good stuff from the Lucha Dragons tonight as well.
They were looking hot. It was funny to see.
That dive to the outside on a grounded opponent.
My God.
Insane.
Just Sin Cara throwing his body into harm's way. Like, you could have done anything else, but you decided to do a senton. What's wrong with you? But it was weird seeing the Matadors in sort of the face position on you. But that's kind of wrestling.
He's got a point.
Just kind of how it works.
But I feel like usually
Don't tell anybody.
there's some sort of storyline. Like, right now it's just a cluster F, and then, like...
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah.
That's a
I
different
agree. It just there didn't feel like much story tonight at all.
But I feel like
It was great. There were great matches.
Well, and
Absolutely.
I think that's kind of the norm with like the tag team division and in a lot of respects the IC division. It's like it's a cluster F of the same guys mixing and matching, and then sometimes they'll throw a story together to lead to a title match.
I would disagree with the tag titles. I feel like there's usually this like either we have a plethora of tag teams or we have like so few that you just have to have the same like 3 tag teams in a feud at all times.
But I feel like even when we have a plethora, it's always the same 3 or 4 teams. There might be some tertiary teams on the side, maybe doing their own thing. We're always going to have the same people.
I feel like that there have been better storylines though. Like I just
Yep.
there have been some storylines. Like wasn't there with like the Usos
great,
and like
like-
Naomi and like some stuff was going on there,
Yeah.
and then with like oh my gosh,
well,
what's his
Tyson
name?
Kidd being out, I think, ruined a lot of like him and Cesaro.
And I think they were really,
Yeah.
they were ready
they
to
were
build
hot.
that division around not only Tyson Kidd,
I'm
but
missing
getting
and
her-
Natty too.
And Mizdow, like there have
Right.
been better stories that have been going on in the. Now it's just kind of, what's going on?
I'm gonna fight you guys.
Yeah, we'll figure it out eventually.
I don't know. I don't feel like that's as new of a thing as you guys
No,
think. I think
trust
It
me,
goes in
that's
ebbs
not.
and
just have-
flows for sure.
High expectations, okay, and when they're not met.
You got high hopes.
High
That's
hopes.
a good thing,
High
but there's a
hopes.
long fall from high hopes to reality.
Yeah, ebb and flow is a good way to put it, though. There's got to be that. Can't be good all the time, right?
Speaking of something
That's
that's
right.
very good right now, though.
Sure, go
the
for
Divas
it.
division.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
Cathy Kelley.
The first of 2 Divas matches tonight. The Bellas, accompanied by Alicia Fox, versus Becky and Charlotte with Paige at ringside. Team Bad looks on from one of the TV screens in back. Nikki ends up tapping to Charlotte's figure 4.
Figure
And
eight.
Figure 8, sorry.
Thank you.
Twice as good as her daddy's.
Damn right. You know.
But they announce that Becky, Charlotte, and Paige are no longer Team Paige, which is what the internet has been referring to them as. They are the Submission Sorority. Which we have found out that you should not Google.
Don't do it.
Or
Don't-
Google. Or
don't
please
Google it.
Google.
Or just don't do
Or
it,
do it.
in front of your parents.
Safe search off, guys.
Don't do it at work.
Safe
Yeah,
search off.
Don't do
Do
that.
it at home.
Don't do it at work.
Do it if you're over 18.
NSFW, guys.
Can you throw out your amazing tagline that NXT retweeted?
Tappa Tappa Gamma.
Come on, guys! Like
That's a winner.
That's
a
incredible.
winner.
And it wasn't even like she sat there like dreaming it up. Like it flew out of her mouth, and we were all like, "Are you kidding me?"
She does this
It was
all the
amazing.
time.
Yeah.
Stuff
She's
that never even makes it onto Twitter. It's
She's
just like,
amazing.
God, stop
Amazing.
showing off.
Seriously.
Big brains on Cathy.
She's just that cool. Like
Ty's
honestly.
just pissed off all the time. It's like, nope,
Don't
not
encourage
gonna
her.
retweet
Come
that.
on,
Don't
come on.
encourage
Not
her.
gonna favorite it.
You gotta admit it. It was great. Great. You laughed.
No.
He laughed.
No.
He definitely laughed.
are focusing more on Sasha and Charlotte, but Becky's sort of the dark horse that gets to show off. The other two really aren't impressing anybody because they're simply backing up the talk that has already been stirring around them. But Becky's like, well, here's me, I'm gonna keep working and working. And people are like,
I mean, Becky's
Becky.
incredible.
Becky's
Yeah.
right.
She's amazing.
We knew that.
Anyone who watches NXT knows that they've shown little bits and pieces of the packages that they showed on her from NXT on, I think, SmackDown this past week. But I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think of the name Disarmor versus Disgusting Armbar?
Disarmor is a 5 billion times better. No question. The
It
end.
is.
The
It's
end.
just.
It is, but I like disgusting. I like saying it.
How do you spell it?
Disgusting.
G-O. Nah, just.
G-O-O, yeah.
I remember you saying it's more memorable.
Yeah.
But Disarmor, I feel like it'll
It's a
catch
pun,
on.
yeah.
A lot of things are
You
memorable.
love puns.
A lot of things
Oh
are
my gosh.
memorable. That doesn't necessarily make them good.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do like Disarmor better. That's cool.
Disgusting.
It's all right. I'm sure she'll say it again. She's Irish. She can't help it.
Whenever she says disgusting.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a
Disgusting.
big Becky Lynch fan though.
She's great.
Yeah. In the words of my friend Chris, she's so hot I could I could watch her eat soup. Wow, I messed that up.
That was easy for you to say.
I could watch her eat soup. She's so hot I could watch her eat soup.
That's fair.
Yeah, she's hot right now.
That's fair.
Big
Yeah.
fan.
Everyone likes steampunk, right?
Yeah.
If they didn't know what it was, they certainly are aware that it exists now.
JoJo interviews Team Bad backstage. They make fun of the submission sorority name. And Naomi challenges Paige to a match later tonight.
Pretty exciting. And Naomi even stole Dana Brooke's little head pat.
And they introduced the idea
Speaking
of Ronda
of which,
Rousey.
Oh, yes.
Dana Brooke was there. We got a lot of tweets about that. She was seen during the 10 bell. And I think a couple other NXTers were there as well. So
Yep. She worked, I guess, a live event or two.
okay,
So good for her.
cool.
Yep. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
So
She's a person.
A lot of people are wondering if Ronda Rousey's going to appear at SummerSlam now that her name has been introduced into the situation.
I mean, she was at WrestleMania.
She was.
I don't see why they wouldn't have her.
What role do we see for her? Special enforcer, guest referee? What do we?
Maybe.
What's the possibility?
I think maybe something where she's in the front row with the four
Yeah.
horsemen and women like we've seen.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind seeing her in some sort of backstage segment or in ring like we did see her with The Rock
Right.
and
And that's the
Steph
thing.
McMahon.
Yeah.
But I don't, unless she has training, I don't want to see her wrestle because I think that they're on such a great trajectory as far as the women's division right now that I don't want to see them stall that.
Well, and
bringing
that's
in
I
someone
don't
who
even
doesn't
think
wrestle.
I don't even think that would happen. I don't even know if that's going to happen at WrestleMania. Like I think
A lot of people are talking about her doing a one-off.
and I'm sure a lot of people are. I don't know if Dana White would let it happen.
Definitely not at SummerSlam, not this soon. And
especially after he tweeted that.
I mean, if
Yeah.
she's in the ring with any woman and doesn't murder her, what does that do for her credibility in the UFC?
Yeah.
And
But
the- and
it
it has a
helps the
lot of
credibility
fans.
of people in WWE if she throws a punch, and I mean, it's gonna be the Mike Tyson situation
But I mean,
all over again.
take for example this past Saturday, the fact that a 30-second Ronda Rousey fight can be like, wow, this is going on for a long time.
she could take out Rosa in 3 seconds.
Right, exactly. And
Rosa,
if she didn't, I think that would hurt her mythos a little bit. And I don't think Dana White's going to let that happen.
I feel like maybe they could interject her in some sort of heelish promo where she
That's
builds
what I
up
think- that's
the
what I think
Divas
will happen.
division.
That's
Like
what I
I
think will
heard what
happen.
you said about me, but and kind
What
of
if she
talk
takes
about,
out a
talk
dude?
About,
I mean,
Brock Lesnar. What if she takes
What
out
if her and Brock
Brock
Lesnar? Yeah.
she took down Triple H at WrestleMania.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like they'll probably bring her in to beef up the Divas division,
Definitely.
and just based on like kind of how they introduced her, it was like, oh, there everyone talks about her being so tough. Well, we're tough. She'll probably come in and be like, yeah, you are tough. I'm also tough.
Even if it's
Scary
just a-
Ronda Rousey stuff. Armbar. Okay. Yeah.
Even if it's not like a segment with the women, even if it's just her coming out and doing something as a tribute to Roddy, and then like
That
Bo
also,
Dallas
yeah.
comes out or something, and she just
Yeah.
like puts
Knocks him out.
Right.
Yeah.
It could
That
be,
would be
Bo
great.
Dallas, Heath Slater, any one of those people.
Yeah.
I
Damn,
miss
yeah.
Heath Slater.
He's still
Come back, Heath.
Still hanging out. Saw him at the 10 bell. Clam.
Miz TV, Miz says without Roddy Piper and Piper's Pit, there would be no Miz TV. I felt like people didn't really know how to react to him being nice.
You can't, he's one of the top
you wanna
heat getters
boo him.
on the show.
Always want to boo him, yeah.
You don't really get to get a reaction for that.
I mean, it was a real moment, and people were like, yeah.
But even when
the timing was a little bit weird.
he says he'll be the new IC champ once Ryback is done nursing his injury. People were still kind of like, okay, getting back into it.
How do we
hate Miz.
Do we still like you?
We hate you.
Did we like you for a second?
Did you see a picture of that injury, by the way?
No, I didn't want to
that
look.
staff was swollen up that leg. Oh, my God. How do you drain it?
Tonight is Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens comes out and says that he's a huge fan of The Miz, and he has all of his movies on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And what did you say?
All one of them?
No, Miz.
21
Marine
3,
3,
friends,
Marine 4.
Yeah, they will keep on making Marines. It'll be like Air Bud.
Just like it.
That is the
like
perfect. That's it.
It'll be just
He's
like
the
was it,
golden
yeah.
boy of WWE.
He's a
you
golden
guys-
retriever of WWE.
But not everybody loves him.
Have you guys seen Russell Madness, by the way?
Oh, I wanted to.
Oh,
we
no,
were
you
gonna
don't.
watch that
No,
last
you
week.
don't.
Oh, poor John.
It's pretty phenomenal.
So Miz asks Kevin Owens why he has such a problem with Cesaro. Cesaro then comes out to see what Walk Owens Walk has to say. Kevin Owens says Cesaro will never match his God-given natural ability for this business. And Cesaro says he's not jealous of Kevin Owens. He's ashamed of Owens. And then Kevin Owens...
Can we get a
retorts,
Cesaro impression from you, Cathy?
No. I don't
Come
know.
on.
I don't even know.
With J-Lo gone, we
Swiss.
need some impressions.
I'll do my Johnny LaQuasto impression later. How about that?
Okay.
Sounds good.
So Kevin Owens finally says, I've accomplished more in 3 months than you have in 3 years of being here. They get into it, and Miz is just watching, so
His
happy.
face was just on fire this whole segment.
Perfect.
I love the ooh he did from Owens to Cesaro. What's
Oh,
he
you're gonna let him
Totally,
say that?
he's totally that kid in first grade who sees the fight and he's like, ooh,
Oh, for sure.
you're getting in trouble. Instigating everything.
That's great.
yeah.
And that's the exact character he's playing, and it's working so perfectly. That face that he was doing was incredible. And then when he tries to interject himself into it, both of them turning on him.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So good.
I just wanted Cesaro to say something about his weight. Just one thing.
He did.
It was like the issue he didn't touch.
He
it
did
was
say-
the elephant in the
Can't.
room, conspicuous by its
He
that
touched
a
on it.
pun?
He touched
The
on it a
elephant
little
in the
bit.
room?
He touched on it
That's
a little
mean.
bit with the chair sticking to him.
That was
Oh,
only
yeah.
because what are you gonna do? He
Right.
sat in a chair. He got stuck. I wanted him to at least say, you know what, you got a real hunger for this business. At least something
But I
as
feel
subtle
like-
as that.
I feel like Cesaro, look at the guy. He's above weight jokes.
Yeah.
I know he's made them before. He's above them.
Yeah.
The guy, look at the way he looks in a suit. Someone that looks like that does not need to stoop to making weight
And
jokes.
if he does make a weight joke, then he's a heel.
No,
That's not true at all.
That's not
Are you
true.
kidding? Do you know how many baby faces have made fat jokes?
You can,
But
that's
that's
an
such
issue.
a dick thing to do.
Exactly.
Right.
WWE baby faces are dicks.
Very
Have
much
you
so.
not? That's the whole point.
Yeah.
WWE faces
The cool
are huge
faces,
dicks.
The Rock, Stone Cold, they're dicks. Face
They
it.
were edgy baby faces though.
Edgy. Edgy.
Yeah.
What's another word for dick?
Even the squeaky clean baby faces have made
son
fat jokes before. That's certainly happened before.
I don't
Baiting
think
me
so.
for something.
Are you
I'm not
kidding?
gonna wait.
We're gonna have to bring
Not
up
the
like
squeaky clean ones. I feel like there's at least Neville's never made a fat joke.
how much mic time has he gotten, and how many main event programs has he done?
Doesn't matter. He's still never made one. I'm right.
Oh my
I feel like
God.
Because of this one thing. Yes, you're 100% correct.
I feel like not making weight jokes is a testament to your creativity.
And that's
Because
absolutely right.
Here's,
Yeah,
here's
super
my problem with
respectful
it.
of
That
him.
was not a very creative promo. That was absolutely textbook what every good guy
Yeah.
is supposed to say.
Yeah.
You insulted me and everybody here and everybody in the back. That was not personal in the least. You could have added anything to make that more heartfelt and get people into it. But you're lucky you're you and can do what you do in the ring because people are like, oh, you can say whatever, I don't care, just wrestle.
Well,
It's very
Cesaro
true.
ends up taking off his shirt and challenging Kevin
Everything's
Owens to a
okay.
fight. And
After much
Couldn't
struggling,
get it
the
off.
guy's such a goddamn monster.
Owens walks away, and they don't have a match.
I think you yelled, "Rip the buttons!"
I was strip the damn buttons! Buy another shirt tomorrow! Just rip it off!
He's
You look
very-
like an idiot!
He's very frugal. He doesn't want to ruin a perfectly good shirt.
Maybe he doesn't know how to sew. He's like, I left my sewing kit back in Florida.
Like that would be if he rips off the button, he has to sew them back on himself.
Can you imagine Cesaro with like a little needle? He's like,
Yeah,
The
don't
thing
have
is, I
seamstress.
can't.
WWE shows Ronda Rousey's tribute this past weekend to Roddy Piper. He's her namesake and has been a huge mentor to her throughout her career.
I was glad to learn that she asked for permission.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a very big step.
And
Very
she
classy.
mentioned in interviews that she talked to him just like a week before he passed to get advice. And yeah, her match she tributed to him. 34
She
seconds.
was very emotional. It was great to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, though it's been a week.
Yeah. Did you guys watch the UFC?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It was pretty.
I watched all the bootleg.
I mean, once again, the fact that once it hits 30 seconds, you're like, man, when is this gonna end?
I
Like-
mean, it's one of those things where you pay $60 for 34 seconds and you do the math and you're like, whoa.
Can you think of another 34 seconds that you'd pay that much money for?
But that's
Don't just stop.
that's fine.
God,
Don't Google that.
what are you
kids.
doing?
Sorority submission.
Don't Google it, kids.
The thing is,
What are
I
they saying in
wasn't
chat?
trying.
No, don't tell
No,
me.
that's the worst.
It was a
the
legitimate question.
Best/worst part. But I think people are talking so much about like paying that much for such a short fight, but people are really paying for the chance that it might not be one of those.
Yeah.
People are paying for the one time that it does go into the second or hell maybe even third round. I don't know about past maybe.
Except going to the fifth.
I don't know about into fourth or fifth, but we'll see.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
I mean-
if the cyborg fight happens,
Hey, she's
I'll pay
got
for
the
that
juice,
for sure.
baby.
Right.
Gotta-
Right.
gotta cut
But she
out
said I'll retire you like I retired Gina Carano. That's what Cyborg said.
Hey, whatever, man. Talk's great. Fucking
Hey,
wait,
whatever,
make
man.
weight, and we're
well,
there.
and that's the thing. Betch Koya talked a lot of crap too.
That's true.
There's a lot of good build up to that.
Rusev and Hot Summer
Rusev.
come out to the ring. He has a match against Mark Henry. Dog Ziggler is nowhere to be found.
He might have eaten them. You know. He ate the fish, then he ate the dog. He ate that protein on the road.
Dog Ziggler will never not make me laugh. So
He's had a
good.
rough life. Until they
God
adopted
damn
him.
it, Kathy. All right, guys. It's been fun.
I understand.
Rusev wins this match. It's a complete squash.
Yeah. Doesn't
Well.
even beat him with the accolade. Beats him with a pair of super
That's
kicks.
sad when
Pow.
Mark Henry is a jobber.
But you know what about that
Once again,
match?
not really anything new.
No.
That match was really agile for two big guys.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
reflect back on that, it was beautiful. It was.
Yes,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
he could do the,
She has
the
some
bliss,
left over
She's
because
from
she
the
doesn't
the
use
Indies,
it
right?
sparkle
anymore. So.
splash.
I want to see him doing like the assistant sparkle splash.
He can do it with one hand.
Right?
Attack
it's
my
like
fairy.
That part of Fantasia where they have the animals and yeah.
The hippos in tutus.
Yeah.
Just say it if you're gonna say it.
Go
You
on.
already
I
said
started
it.
saying it. I was like, I don't want to do a fat joke.
We
I'm
talked
just-
about fat
yeah.
jokes. We
Come
did.
on,
You're better
Kathy.
than that. You're better
I
than
just
that.
want to see him put Alicia Fox's tutu on his neck.
I forgot she went from tutus to like the suicidal tendencies hat now. She's got different accessories.
She's so
Whatever.
with
terrifyingly great.
each turn.
She's the
Oh, for sure.
Devon Bella of the Bellas.
That's true.
I said it once and I found it brilliant. It entertains me. She's Devon Bella.
It's the best bridge in the business she's got for
No
sure.
joke. No joke about that bridge.
We show a swerved pug.
Once again, a rough life. Amazing.
We're off the rails and Raw. A swerved
The official
plug.
swerve pug, guys.
How great would that be if they just had a pug in one of their
Just the Swerve logo, like, shaved into the side of him.
Swerved pug.
I got you!
Oh man.
Check out this pug!
Yeah.
Well, during this pug, we see
Xavier Woods Antiques Kofi Kingston.
Xavier Woods just demolishes Kofi's face with baby powder and packing peanuts.
So thorough. Oh
It
my
looked
god.
so violent.
Like, I think he did not enjoy that.
And he was only like maybe an arm's length away when he pulled the trigger.
Well, they cut it really short. I was like, he might have like started coughing violently after
Yeah.
that, and then
Dude,
they were like, "Oh, this isn't that funny
If you're
anymore.
a
We gotta cut it."
if you're a WWE superstar, that's already hard enough. Like, I don't want to worry about someone blasting me in the face with baby powder around the corner.
Awful. Do we know
It's
if
like
it
the
was
old
baby
days.
powder or like
That's
flour?
what he
They
said.
They
That's
said
what
it
he said
It was
was.
baby powder and
And packing
something-
peanuts.
packing
Packing
peanuts. I
peanuts.
did not see any packing peanuts.
I didn't either.
Almost like paste.
Yes, that's
It's
dough.
like
Like,
dough.
You could have baked
It is
me.
dough.
Yeah. Is it dough?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I said it again. I didn't know.
It's like Play-Doh.
Wow. I need more water. Just
Back to
for the
your-
record.
Where's
The
your
water
time
and
machine?
Cheetos vodka I saw in the kitchen.
Don't you have to get back to the 50s at some point?
But
Put Diet Coke.
they said that there's no season 2 of Swerved.
That's gotta be a swerve.
It's a swerve. I
Gotta
think
be a
it's
swerve, a swerve, swerve,
Could
swerve,
not
swerve,
care either
swerve.
way.
Swerve.
Not a fan of the
go.
swerve.
This is soda.
JBL
okay.
then has
Well, thank you for warning
Whoa!
us.
cards explaining how to pay for
Strong
SummerSlam. $54.99
Not
if you buy
graphics.
it through the television. $9.99 if you buy it through the WWE
Old timey
Network.
was like-
cards.
Cue cards.
No one could create graphics. Yep. She doesn't have a pen. Just imagine.
You've lost your marker. She's it's between your legs.
True.
You want to get points off for looking
moving
there?
on,
or-
moving on from that one.
So
I'm
yeah,
in such
they
big
do
trouble.
that.
What's the price difference?
Do that
Quickly do some math.
$40.
45.
40. What?
$45.
Oh my God. He's right.
Quick math.
Amazing.
Didn't even use his
Yeah,
fingers.
I mean we'll get
So,
there. I think
anyway,
we have
let's
to
talk about
progress
this.
now.
Let's talk about Bray Wyatt.
Let's talk
He
about Pug some more.
is somewhere holding a flower.
He's in his smoky room.
yeah.
They rent one out in every arena
Yeah.
that they're in.
They like they
All right,
Snoop
Bray,
Dogg
we
every
got your,
arena.
We got your smoke room. You want to cut a promo?
Bray says,
Hey, give me-
if
give me-
you
give me a-
remove
give me a
all of the
flower."
petals of the flower, what was once precious has now become just a weed. Oh,
Snoop Dogg's gonna pop up on one of these promos, right?
What?
Snoop Dogg's just gonna pop up on one of these promos.
Because he's talking about weed.
He
He's
talked
like, oh,
about
you
weed.
said weed.
They're in a dark, smoky room.
Yeah.
I mean, just Snoop Dogg. Hey, what's up?
He's a huge fan.
He is.
He's Sasha Banks' cousin.
I know.
Wow, that's so cool still. Just like.
Relationship.
Roman
Family,
Reigns
man.
is, he says, a symbol of beauty and strength, and that is who he's after right now. Sheamus then comes in
He's
with
kicking
the
it.
briefcase.
He's kicking it in the smoke room.
Yeah.
He did
and
well in there. Like.
he says, I'm going to make this quick and painful. And then Bray
Don't you
says
dare.
it
Like-
wasn't really, he swerved him.
Sort of, he did.
That's right.
They're
But
like,
Heath
this isn't
Slater-
working, I'm going to swerve.
Well, it wasn't that it wasn't working. Like, that was the whole point, was that it wasn't gonna last long.
What if Heath Slater, you know, he's like he was in the band and now he's not, and he's just like he just gets all down on himself and he moves to the swamps because he has no money, and then he just becomes, he's in the smoke room again, and then what, you know? Like, what
Oh,
if he turns into a Wyatt? Because redheads, we're
His
ta-
whole
Right.
world used to be his band.
yeah, he can be the singer
His
of the
whole
group.
wide world
Oh, okay.
used
feel
to be
like-
his band.
I feel like yep.
No,
I
I'm-
feel
I'm-
like that's a great idea.
feel you.
You said it and it's not leaving my brain.
I feel
All
like
right.
absolutely.
Okay.
But I was getting into your whole like origin story, where like he moved down to the swamp. and,
Moved down
like,
to the swamp.
This whole backstory that I'm sure
started
we'll get
working-
all
And
of.
then he found his uncle Skinner. Yeah.
Skinner hired him
Skinner.
at Rite Aid to work part-time. And his car broke down. He was driving a Geo Metro.
Do
And
they
it
have Rite Aids down there? I feel like it would be Publix.
Sure.
one of those.
Yeah.
You could be.
Back to being King of the Ring. Like they've got to.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it was a
Otherwise,
great
it's
tournament
just a-
leading up to
yeah,
it, but
term.
it seemed like
It's just a
after it's
crowd.
over, it's
Yeah, the tournament was
over.
great, and then the semifinals and the finals got its own little special.
I miss Bad News Barrett.
Me too.
Yeah.
But
I
I would
think
like-
he does at this
I miss
point.
Bad News Calf.
I've got some bad news.
Oh
That
man.
was a really bad impression. That was my bad.
I like
news.
it.
I'm sorry.
But
See, you filled the void. You filled the impression void.
I'd love to see some more Ryder. Just saying.
For sure.
WWE, bring him out.
He's
all the
on
time.
NXT now. He's part of a tag team
Mojo,
down there.
yeah,
Hype
Mojo Rawley,
Bros.
yeah.
I'm
The
excited
most
for that.
I've ever liked Mojo Rawley by
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
Because you need another guy, so it's not weird.
It'll be
So
good.
it's not
Yeah.
weird. That's such a good point.
It's good for them.
Oh, 2 people are on board with this. Cool.
Well, so
Yeah.
they're like their own little.
Now I'm sold.
Okay, they're into it. Okay, all right.
So Paul Heyman comes out and just incredible on the mic, talking, like speaking in Latin, and I don't even know.
He's
I
like
mean, just like-
spitting.
He
He's
says-
screaming.
He tops himself every single
Yeah.
week.
The Undertaker will never rest in peace because he cannot live with himself knowing that he cannot and will not ever defeat my client, Brock Lesnar. Lesnar comes out and sends the stairs to Suplex City.
That was insane. Like I
He
was
just
like,
wanted.
where's
He just
go?
wanted to be
Jeez.
taller.
We were just talking about how terrifying he is
Yep.
every single time he comes out to the ring,
Yep.
and then
It's as if he heard me say it.
yeah,
He just
I'll
wanted.
one up you, Carl. Threw them in the ring. Stood on his own pedestal.
There's some symbolism. Everyone puts the Undertaker on a pedestal
You're
as
right.
being so great. He wants to literally be on a pedestal now to trump the Undertaker.
Love it.
Yep.
Nailed
Great,
it.
great
Good job,
connection.
Carl.
I think he just wanted to be taller.
What was that?
He just wanted to be even taller than he already
I remember
is.
the old days when he originally fought the Undertaker. Next to the Undertaker, he looked like a chipmunk because he was just short and kind of square. And like, what's wrong with this little freak?
But when Paul Heyman starts speaking in tongues, like you know it's about to go down.
You know, I know why Paul Heyman is so good, and he explained it in one of the podcasts he did. He said it's basically his job to sell everyone on the pay-per-view. That is literally his
Absolutely.
job.
I've got butts right here. He can talk butts into seats like nobody else.
So, and he's doing just that. I
So
mean,
many
he's
butts.
murdering it.
I've got Latin butts on my
Latin butts.
notes for that promo.
Also, what you're Googling later.
Don't do it,
The
guys.
newest tag team move.
Don't Google submission sorority, Latin butts.
So
Safe search on.
next match we have Paige versus Naomi. Paige wins with a submission.
Surprise! Surprise!
I do think
Like they were
that's
trying
what
to
they're
get
getting
something
at.
over tonight.
Weird.
I thought the match was good, but the crowd just didn't seem to get into it.
Right.
Don't know, they were quiet until the end when Paige won. Then they exploded.
I think after
What were you
everything
waiting
that they had
for?
seen up till this point
Yeah.
in the show, they might have been a little burnt out after the match of the night
There
happening
was a
right
lot.
at the top of the night, and then in the very same night, Heyman cutting one of the best promos that he's ever cut. You know, on a
Yeah.
night with Rollins versus Neville and Heyman speaking Latin, it's gonna be hard to follow.
And I feel like usually when Heyman comes out, it's usually at the top of the night or the end of the night. So it was a weird,
Right.
like, roller coaster of stuff going on.
I kind of like that they're changing up their arc a little bit.
So it's like you
Usually-
have to watch all 3 hours.
Exactly. Now it used to be absolutely formula. You know, the heavyweight championship's going to be in the last hour of the show, and there's going to be the other titles kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
But Paul Heyman again,
Which is going to be 2. And then Raw afterwards, which is going to be 3.
and we're going to go
Math.
out partying. So, you know,
How does
I'm
a
going to
hobo
be
party?
working.
well,
So, you
that's
know.
networking. Well, networking.
How does a hobo party?
Baby, you don't want to know. If you don't know,
You can buy him some
can't
drinks.
handle it.
Don't Google that.
I'm gonna
either,
have
guys.
to. He can't. No, hobos can't buy their own drinks now.
Well, I mean, I really rely on the kindness of strangers.
Or people that he kind of knows.
Acquaintances. Whatever. Just mincing words at this point. Splitting hairs. Please buy me alcohol.
Backstage, in a Facebook exclusive, Eden interviews the lead of
Right.
Arrow.
Kind of.
Right.
Kind of. You
You're
gotta,
nailing it.
the hands
You gotta pull it back.
Yeah. All
Get
the
that
way.
tension going.
You don't pull it with your entire fist. You pull it with 2 fingers.
Right. It's right here.
Whoa, Miss Katniss over
did.
here.
Archery at summer camp.
Katniss.
3 years
You
in a
bring it
row.
right about your eye level so you can really trick
Your
it.
reaction to that. You're so happy with yourself. You are so happy with yourself.
Katniss
right now.
Everdeen.
Well, all my accident tonight.
You might as well get it
on
on
purpose.
on purpose.
Yeah, might as well think before I
the way
speak.
you threw your head back. Just so happy with
Still
yourself.
got it. Even when planned. God, what else happens?
Yeah, so a lot of people have been talking about how they think that Stephen Amell's gonna wrestle at SummerSlam. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's a Piper shirt and tells them that he is going to take Sheamus by himself. So
And he doesn't.
that match, yeah. I
He
guess.
was inactive.
So let's talk about that match.
Whole lot
Six-man
of checks
tag.
written, not cash.
Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton versus Wyatt, Harper, and Sheamus. Some really cool spots during
Yeah.
this, though. What'd you
Top
guys think?
fire. Just like every 6-man tags are hard to screw up, especially once people start shotgunning finishes.
Absolutely.
And when the people are that good, like that, when you put a 6-man tags can be screwed up, but like that was a very good crap of peeps right there.
I think they knew what they had
very
to
good
do, and
one.
they did.
Crap of peeps.
What, you never crap peeps before?
I mean, I
Only
guess
after
on
Easter.
Easter.
I like
Christ.
the great camera work afterwards where Bray and Harper were just laying on the ground like totally just pooped.
Well, just the facial expressions from Harper, like
Yeah.
that really made it.
Yeah.
Can you mimic that? Because that was incredible.
I think if I can get upside down. It
That was it. That was it.
Nailed it.
For
was
sure.
amazing.
Yeah,
Look, Harper
so
can do no wrong.
At the end of the match, Reigns pins Sheamus
And just some really great physicality from like 6 of the guys that can really bring it the most.
Yeah.
I mean, that big boot, once Ambrose does his outside modification of the rebound lariat and just
So good.
eats the biggest boot.
Man, it looked like James Brown just landing that split real quick.
I didn't-
Almost like, whoa!
I didn't even understand that that's what he was doing.
You-
But, you know, because I was just like, what
Everything was just so happening so fast.
That's very true.
And Reigns setting up that kick multiple times.
Oh, yeah. And
Just
this
hitting it
is-
and then hitting it.
This is the scenario we need to see Roman Reigns in, where he's just throwing bombs
Yeah.
with everyone else. Like, he brings the best out of Sheamus. I don't want to see Sheamus and Randy Orton ever, forever.
Yeah.
I want to see him and Reigns just killing each other.
I thought maybe Orton would have confronted Reigns. I was kind of waiting for that, like, you're supposed to let me have him, and he
Maybe
didn't.
that's next week.
Maybe. I don't know. No.
Whatever.
Just
Not in this
kidding.
scenario.
See, I hung on to that hope that, like, that meant something. Like,
What did we
leave
say-
Sheamus to
What did
me.
we say about hope?
Hope. It doesn't mean anything.
It's a great lesson. My father.
There is
Carl.
no hope.
Oh, Carl, you're learning so quickly. You'll go back to the 50s with a plethora of lessons.
Anyways, that was Raw for this week.
Oh, and I brought my belt.
We were trying to figure out before the show if you actually had pants that had belt loops that could fit this.
Kathy was trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Very important.
We all were.
She was
Mostly me.
too.
But thank you guys for still watching this. And
If we made it this far, congratulations.
Johnny will be back next week. Until then, where can they find you guys?
My name is Carrlyn Bathe, Carrlyn Bathe with an @ symbol in front of it, on Instagram, on Twitter. Hard to
Remember
say.
the @ symbol, guys.
Hard to spell. That's me. And you can find me at King's Games. I do all their in-arena hosting. Boom. Hi.
Hi, I'm the Hobo on Twitter, @TrueHobo. ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo is the shirt store. If you want to get a shirt supporting the NX team, you go to SoapboxCardTV.Spreadshirt.com. And if you want to learn how to wrestle, that's 818-381-2563.
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram is @TyMatthewsPMA. Watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every Saturday night on KDOC, U2 America. Pick up the latest issue of Alternative Press, issue 326. I interview Matt Tuck from Bullet for My Valentine.
Woo!
And yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff happening,
You just
guys.
got so many points in Carlyn's eyes.
Music lover. I saw the story so far last night.
Ooh.
I thought you were gonna say who. I was like, what?
No, I know.
You can follow me on Twitter @Catherine Kelley and on Instagram @Cathy Kelley. Follow all of us here on Twitter and Instagram @AFTERBUZZ TV. Thank you so much for watching this week. We'll see you again next Monday night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.